Imagine getting a letter from an HOA trying to kick you out of your family's hunting lodge, claiming your grandpa's hand-built cabin doesn't match their beige aesthetic. Now picture the look on their faces when they realize not only is the lodge untouchable, but you own the entire forest their fancy gated community sits in, including the only road they use to get home. That's the kind of showdown that still makes me grin every time I pass their pretentious entrance sign, which, by the way, is planted squarely on my land. Grab a drink, settle in, because this tale of bureaucratic arrogance imploding is one for the ages. It all started with a certified letter arriving at my lodge, a rugged A-frame my grandfather, Henry, built in the 1950s, tucked deep in the Appalachian woods. This place is my haven miles from any subdivision, surrounded by ancient oaks and the murmur of Willow Creek. No neighbors, just silence that sinks into your soul. I was stacking firewood one crisp afternoon when a postal jeep rattled up the gravel drive, a rare sight. The carrier handed me an envelope with a puzzled look. Pinecrest Villas Homeowners Association, he read, squinting. Didn't know they reached this far. Neither did I. Inside was a formal notice, dripping with legalese only petty dictators relish. My lodge, standing proud for 70 years, was allegedly violating Pinecrest covenants. The wood stain wasn't an approved hue. My lack of decorative shrubs was a crime, and the woodshed was an unauthorized structure. They demanded fixes within 30 days, plus unpaid HOA dues racking up penalties. I laughed, assuming it was a clerical error. Pinecrest was that gaudy development over the Ridgefox iron gates, cookie-cutter houses, at least 5 miles away. We shared a mountain, sure, but we were worlds apart. I figured a quick call would sort it out. Oh, how wrong I was. The number on the letter connected me to a maze of automated menus before landing me with Karen, Pinecrest board president. I introduced myself as James Carter and explained the mix-up. My lodge wasn't part of their HOA. A heavy silence followed. Address, she snapped, like I was wasting her time. I gave it county assigned one marking my land deep in unincorporated forest. Keys clacked. The cabin, she said, smugness oozing. Mr. Carter, our plat maps show your parcel is within Pinecrest Villas Overlay District. Overlay District? News to me. My family had owned this land since the 1940s, deed clear as crystal. No HOA, no restrictions, just freedom. Karen, that's impossible, I said, keeping calm. This lodge was here before your development existed. Her voice turned icy. Our developer worked with the county. All properties in the district follow our covenants to protect property values. She ranted about my non-compliant brown stain. Their palette was apparently 50 shades of beige, my messy firewood, and the woodshed's very existence. I tried explaining the distance 20 minutes by road, a private drive, but she steamrolled me. You have 30 days to submit remediation plans and pay $900 in dues, plus fees. Non-compliance means fines, liens, or foreclosure. Click. Dial tone. Foreclosure? On my family's land. Overpaint. Laughter gave way to fury. This wasn't a mistake, it was a power grab. Karen thought she ruled my forest from her suburban throne. I stared out at the trees Henry loved, where he taught me to spot Orion's belt. No way was I letting her touch this place. Monday, I marched into the county recorder's office, a musty room where Evelyn, a clerk who looked like she'd seen the Magna Carta signed, heard me out. Overlay district reaching Hemlock Hollow, she scoffed. That's nonsense, Han. She dug through ancient ledgers and digital records, confirming my 3,000-acre parcel was miles outside Pinecrest's 2008 plat map. She handed me certified copies of my deed, their plat, and a tax map showing a green swath forest separating us. Show em this, she said. They've got no claim. Armed with proof, I mailed Karen and the HOA a certified letter, politely demanding they retract their notice and cease contact. I thought facts would end it. 2 weeks of silence followed, and I dared to relax. Then a courier delivered their response, a final notice dismissing my documents as irrelevant, possibly forged. They claimed superseding developer records proved their overlay district, demanding compliance, $1,400 in fees, and threatening eviction. Signed by Karen and 2 board members, it reeked of escalation. They were calling county records fake. I rang my old friend Tom, a real estate lawyer. They're either clueless or bluffing, he said, whistling. Claiming county maps are fraudulent? That's bold. He told me to stop talking to the HOA and send him everything he needs, letters, maps. He also suggested trail cams. Karen's this aggressive on paper? She might show up. The idea of Karen snooping on my land made my skin crawl, but I ordered motion-activated cameras. Installing them felt like arming my sanctuary, but Tom was right. Karen wasn't playing nice. 10 days passed. Their deadline expired. I braced for a sheriff, but the woods stayed quiet until my phone pinged. Camera 2 caught a dusty SUV parked off my drive. 2 figures stepped out. Karen, in a blazer and hiking boots, looking like a lost realtor, and a burly guy with a clipboard. Ignoring my no trespassing signs, they marched onto my property, snapping photos, poking the woodshed, even chipping paint off a window. Karen gestured like she owned the place. They prowled for 15 minutes before driving off. My blood boiled. Trespassers, caught red-handed, after I'd sent proof. I sent the footage to Tom. Perfect, he replied. This buries them. Days later, another letter arrived not from the HOA, but their lawyer, accusing me of blocking an authorized inspection and billing me $250 for it. They gave me 14 days to comply or face a lawsuit. Tom laughed. They're charging you for trespassing? Time to hit back. He hired a title researcher to trace both my land and pine crests. Weeks of digging revealed the truth. My grandfather bought 3,000 acres in 1947 from a logging company, never selling a sliver. Pinecrest developer, Crestview Homes, bought 500 acres in 2007 from a neighboring estate. But a preliminary developer map, never recorded, sketched my land as a future expansion zone. The HOA, led by Karen, mistook this wishful sketch for law, ignoring the legal plat. Their overlay district was a fantasy. Then the bombshell. My 3,000 acres didn't just include the lodge. They encircled Pinecrest entirely, including their access Rawada-paved logging trail crossing my land with no easement. Every resident, every delivery truck, drove on my property daily. Karen wasn't just wrong. She was a squatter in my forest. Tom grinned. We've got him. Trespass, harassment, slander of title plus the road. We're not defending, we're attacking. We drafted a counterclaim, trespass, with video, harassment, extortionate fees, and damages for their lies. We also sent a cease and desist letter, outing their road issue and demanding retractions. To seize the narrative, we filed in court a day before their deadline, painting me as the victim of their overreach. Silence followed. No lawsuit, no calls. Tom guessed their lawyer saw our evidence and panicked, or Karen was doubling down. 10 days later, gossip hit. Pinecrest board meeting had imploded. Homeowners, spooked by our filing and the road revelation, turned on Karen. Someone waved county maps, exposing her fake developer documents. Her control crumbled as legal costs loomed. Their lawyer, blindsided, urged settlement, but Karen went rogue, mailing me a deranged letter on pilfered HOA letterhead. She accused me of fraud, called me a threat to her community, and demanded a free road easement. People here protect what's theirs, she warned. Tom was furious. She's tampering with a litigant. He filed her letter as evidence of harassment and contacted their lawyer, who sounded mortified, swearing he'd advised no contact. Karen was out of control. Word spread. The board,